Namaskar and welcome to Breaking the Shackles. And today, in this new episode, I am going to introduce you to one of my closest friend, a new friend as such, but we have become so close now in the last couple of months. And I would not take much time to introduce him. Only thing which I would very proudly share with my other friends is his nature is such that he has got a very infectious energy level. So he has come from, he was born in Bihar and brought up in Delhi. He is a very passionate photographer, wedding photographer and other event photographer. Having said that, he has got one very peculiar kind of background where he had completed his MBA from Indian Institute of Management. I am MBA grad, but he has decided to pursue his passion. So in today's Breaking the Shackles, we will understand from our new guest today, Abdullah Ansari, as to how it is very important to pursue your passion. And before we bring him on board, let me give us a brief introduction about Breaking the Shackles. Breaking the Shackles is a series where we will be trying to bring in people who come from very ordinary and simple background. Unlike where we get inspired from one Sachin Tendulkar or one Shah Rukh Khan, where one in 1 crore become one Shah Rukh Khan or one Sachin Tendulkar. But here, what we are trying to bring in is we are trying to take inspiration from our very simple and ordinary people like you and me, and get inspired from their success stories. It may be very simple and an ordinary step, which probably we may not know, but we still have it. So today's endeavor is to bring out that particular aspect of life and try to get inspired and pursue those things. So without much ado, let me try to bring in on my friend Abdullah Ansari.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. Here we have a very impressive Abdullah. A lot of people I have seen, they have pursued, they have put in a lot of efforts to get this MBA degree, get onto a good job, say one Google or one say Apple. But you had it all on your platter, but still you pursued to become your passion जो आपका photography है, you wanted to pursue that. So just before you go to that, आपका थोड़ा सा background भी दीजिएगा, and what made you come to this photography line, please.
Okay, super awesome. First of all, thank you so much, Vijay, for inviting me for this Breaking the Shackles series.
My pleasure. It's my pleasure and honor.
And when I got the call for the first time, I was actually so much overwhelmed that I have to share my journey. I'll have to, and
please.
I personally feel that it has been an enormous journey. If I look at my life in the hindsight, and I'll share that. So your question is that despite doing an MBA from IIMs, why did I choose the photography as a thing?
Correct.
The thing has been very simple because I have been completely aware about myself, like what is my personality type and what do I feel and what kind of things I like. Actually, this is my thing. So when I went to IIMs, my initial thing was to get the job and everything. But as I moved, I have the realization that I might not be an order taker, right? No, I'm not saying that corporate instructions are orders, but I feel like that I'm not a good follower if I'm asked to do something. I'm much more kind of a self-motivated person for my own objectives and targets. And it was like that.
You prefer independence to being a corporate citizen, if I understand.
Yes, so I preferred independence. I thought I might not make good money as my colleagues would make, but yes, I would have that kind of peacefulness within me. That because a peaceful mind is a beautiful mind, I feel. So that was a thing, and I was into photography actually. So I just thought that let's give it a chance actually. So I eventually, by the time I was studying in my MBA program, IIMs, in the second year only, I had started my event photography business. So I was studying actually, but I used to get the leads and I used to call them. Like I used to sit in my lecture. The moment the door would open, I would go into the another door, which was a computer room, and I would open the laptop and open all my leads, and I would start to call them for the shoots, booking. And I would book all my freelancers in Delhi. And I was doing a kind of bridging the gap between the clients and hiring the freelancers.
So is it a e-commerce? Is it an e-commerce business? If I understand you correct?
that point of time, Vijay, it was not e-commerce. It was like people used to think about like people used to have in Delhi a lot of event photography, like engagement, anniversary, birthday, weddings. So I used to be like that. So I used to hire the freelancer and send them and have the margins.
Oh,
right.
Right.
Right. So it was like this. Yeah.
So, what made you actually get into MBA and that also into IIM? Was it I mean, I would like to understand. First of all, how did you get into an MBA program in IIM first? Second thing is, I mean, why did you want to pursue an MBA? That's the second thing. And third thing, after the MBA completion, what was the process? How did you was it directly you went into the business, or was it a challenge for you to come out of MBA and get into the business? I mean, you can just take us through that.
Very beautiful question you have asked. I was about to speak that in the last question only, but I thought you sensed it and you asked something like that. So actually it was year 2012, right? So I was in the second year of my college, and because I used to be at that point of time, I used to be in hard race. So everyone was doing MBA coaching. I also went to time and took a membership and coaching, right? After that, I failed the first attempt miserably. So in 2013 attempt, I failed. Then I was about to get graduated actually. Then I thought, let's give it one more chance. Then I again failed at that, right? I again failed at that.
Second attempt.
And once in the CAT exam, which is for MBA, and in the third attempt actually what happened, I prepared very, very hard, but in meanwhile I was exploring photography and all the things, and I had even started a very, very small business. No, I would not say small. To me at that point of time it was small. It was e-commerce business, right? I had started that, but I was not able to grow. So I just had this thing in mind that my Saraswati needs to be upgraded to get the kind of Lakshmi that I want in my life. So I was very much clear that I had to learn in deep. So I just thought that let's go for a professional, IIM's MBA. In the third attempt, it was like everyone said, Abdullah, you have failed 2 attempts. You should go for CA or you should do something. But deep inside, I had this thing in mind that this is the one thing that I want from my life badly. Let me just give it a last chance. And I went to my house, my home, locked inside, studied sincerely. And in the third attempt, I cleared my CAT exam. But by the time I had also started my e-commerce business also. Right. So then
that was in e-commerce in photography or?
E-commerce. Before the event photography business, it was e-commerce actually. So it was e-commerce. So I would like to show my team. I had so it used to be my team like this. So this was my team. I used to shoot with models and this used to be like that. Right. It's a picture of 2015. After that, I went to do my MBA, right? And then but in the e-commerce, the profits were not good. Then when I actually got my MBA done, when I took a full-fledged decision that I will go into entrepreneurship, my family and my parents, my relatives went mad. They were like, this guy has gone crazy and he is having a loan of 15 lakhs rupees. Right? How will he pay that from such only photography thing? Then I said to my heart that let's just give it one chance. I have my MBA degree. Anytime I can come back into corporates and work. But when I came to Delhi, fortunately, in the first year, while I was studying, I hit a turnover of 29 lakhs something. In the second year, the turnover was straight double, 60 lakhs.
60 lakhs,
and then there has been no seeing back, and it has been going like that.
So I understand that once you completed, before you completed your MBA, you had already ventured out as an entrepreneur first, if I understand you correct. That's the first thing. And once you completed your MBA, you took it as full time. Was there any job offer or how was it? I mean, was it directly you never applied for any job or was there anything which had come through? How is it?
So actually at the last year of your MBA, a lot of hustle and tussle goes on actually. A lot of competition goes on between the participants, which I do not find very good campaign to my personality. So I was giving a lot of interviews and I was about to close an offer, right? I was about to close that, but my heart said, Abdullah, I think you should not go for this. Let's just come out of this race and do what your heart says true to you. And everyone said to me, Abdullah, it will help you. You will get some experience and like that. But I had this thing in mind. Once I go into the corporate, I'll be very much, I will not have that risk appetite to take later, because the salary drug that I will have, that might not give me the chance to get up once again and pursue whatever I wanted to pursue. So I thought I'll do first what I want to do, and then after that, if I feel that I should go for a job, I'll do that, right? But I will not take this thing that go for a job, take experience, everyone is doing, right? So I left that. I have also one thing. So I have also a letter that I sent to my Placecom committee, and I'll just share that. Let me just share that if it's. So it is a letter of my Placecom. I just show into my journey also whenever I get a chance to share. So this is the letter I sent: 16 PGP 065.Abdullah@imraipur.ac.in. After that, date was 6th of January 2018. I would like to inform you that I'm officially opting out of the placement process for this year. I will be continuing to work on my own business venture and growing it. I would like to express my gratitude for all the exposure. Please let me know the formal obligation from my side that needs to be done to opt out of the placement. Like that. Like that. Opting out of placement. I still have this.
That's really crazy, Abdullah. See, people, in fact, I have a lot of friends who are from IIMs, So most of them have pursued, initially they pursue, they take up some job in some, multinational banks or any advertising company or something as big as Google or, Amazon. And then subsequently, over a period of time, after gaining some experience, gaining some exposure into how the business works in bigger areas, then they jump into the entrepreneurship. It is a different journey altogether. But I felt, you used a very interesting word. I will not say whether it is, it may be correct for someone, it may not be correct to someone else. But I had gone through that journey. I was first an entrepreneur, corporate citizen, having worked with various corporates for 18 years, and then jumped into the entrepreneurship. That particular word that you used was salary drug. This was very difficult for me to break. It was kind of pulling you back. I probably lost about a year and a half or more to come out of that salary drug and then jump into the entrepreneurship. It takes some time, but you saved precious amount of time, and fortunately for you, you not only saved a lot of time, you also became successful in the first and second year itself. You made some good tides in the first 2-3 years. So this thing is, to the viewers, I would want to just share one thing. We start our journey of getting into some big degrees of IIMs or something like that. But what I get inspired from Abdullah is basically it is your priority of focusing on your passion is very important. Abdullah, if I am wrong, please correct me. The passion, he had a passion of getting into the photography, wedding photography or event photography, whatever. The bug was already there for him for quite some time, and he took some time. He today, if he is successful, so it's all kind of, the passion, what he wants to pursue. And that actually gave him the results. Abdullah, the next point which I would want you to share with all of us is, see, it's very difficult. Let me be very honest. As I said, I was working for a lot of corporates for a pretty long time, at different positions, right from the entry level to a very senior position. Let me be very honest in admitting, it's actually very, difficult to kick out a lucrative job and then jump into a business first. Second thing is, to top it, you also had an IIM degree. Honestly speaking, I personally wished I had one IIM degree, and thankfully, if I had, probably I would not have become an entrepreneur today. But personally, at that point in time, when I was into the corporates, I felt if I had an IIM degree, probably I would have scaled higher heights and would have, reached different positionings. But tell me, and tell the viewers for their benefit, how important was it for you to break that shackle? Since the series is called as Breaking the Shackles, to break the shackles, break the temptation of getting into the corporate and then getting to pursue your first question. And to add it, was it not difficult for you to face the world where, had you not succeeded in your passion, so people would have actually had a good amount of laugh, right? So how was the whole thing? How did it phase out? What was the mindset you carried typically, if I have to ask a very simple question?
The shackles, Vijay. I'll tell you, first of all, that I was not that much passionate about photography, but I was much more passionate to turn the photography skill into a complete photography business. That was much more passionate.
You have to
So I
come
used
again. You have to come again.
So I'll tell you. So there's a very thin line of difference over here. When I'm talking about my passion, it is much more of turning that photography skill or passion into a complete business profession.
Okay.
Because my passion.
Okay.
So I used to think, like, I have an MBA degree, right? I have studied a lot of case studies of Harvard and all the other companies in all the lectures that used to happen, that I have to turn this skill into a successful business. That was my vision, actually.
Okay.
And when I was actually pursuing that, Vijay, when it comes to Shekel, everyone in my relative and they used to be like, if he had to do photography, why did he go for the MBA?
Okay.
But I would not give any justification. I'll tell you why. Because I have been, I have, what do I say? I will not say I've been nurtured. What I would say, I would have, I've actually self-taught myself that if your heart is feeling onto something to pursue that, you should not care. All the fears are imaginary.
Wow.
I had that.
Wonderful.
I understood that what would happen. Just for the few days something would happen, or then everything will get back to the normal track. But I would say that this mindset that I achieved in the year 2000 when I completed my MBA, it did not come at all at one point of time. If I go to track it, it has been coming since 2013 when I started to read a lot of entrepreneurship books. And a book which changed my life was called Stay Hungry, Stay Foolish. By Rashmi Bansal. And it's a story of 25 MBA grads from IIMs who actually actually I'm Ahmedabad students who actually after getting the degree did not go for the job. So my foundation which got built was onto that level that if I'm taking an education, I got very much fascinated because of entrepreneurship, and I had always this thing in mind. So my energies were so much, you would say, strong that whenever some person or my family relative would come up to me, I would have a complete logical answer to that. When they would say, why did you go for an MBA if you had to do photography? I said, can you tell me the meaning of MBA? What does it say? I used to ask them, they would say, you tell me, because they did not know. So I would tell them that MBA means Master of Business Administration. Then I would tell them, does it make sense studying about business, mastering the business administration and doing a job?
Makes sense. Yeah, understood.
Doing a job, and everyone would go completely like I would give them some, the degree itself says MBA means Master of Business. Now, if you have taken a business, then why are you putting your energy into working for someone else, right? I'm not saying that working for someone else is bad, but you have to understand your personality. I was not that kind of personality. So this was the first question. Breaking the shackles happened because of the mindset. And and the second question, I just missed that. What was the second question? Did not you get fearful, right?
Correct.
Did not scare me at all. My risk appetite has been very high because of the learnings that I have been having in the past related from books and all the things. And I always take calculated risk. It is not like that I take just risk at all, right? So I thought that for 1 year I'll try. If I go, what will happen? I'll start applying for the jobs 3-4 months back. But to be very honest, I did not consider that option. And I said to me, Abdullah, you don't have any option. You just have to make it successful. And when I came up after IIM, I used to day in day night, I used to go door to door for the meeting, for getting the clients done with photo books in the hand, with every single streets of Delhi I visited. I used to step up 3 floors, having 2 to 3 kgs of photo books. It used to be like that. So I had a calculated risk and I was seeing money flowing. So I thought minimum I wanted to make 40,000. I was making much more than that, right?
Okay.
So I thought this was my need and I'm making that. Why I have to scare? So my needs were defined actually.
I think Abdullah, if I have to put your experience, what you shared with us now, in a single sentence, your mindset was you never had a plan B. Rather, there is nothing called as plan A or B. It is only a plan. one plan which you adopted and you said, this is what I'm going to do. And there's nothing, if I fail, there is nothing called as if I fail, if there is a B, nothing of that sort. So your energy, your passion, your focus, everything went into one particular aspect of your business or your passion. And rather, you define it also very well that, not only were you, keeping your mindset, you put a lot of efforts to get your plan executed and see it to a success. And also you suggested that, though your ideas were big, you did not hesitate to take small steps. 30,000 was your first target and you hit that number. Today, when you have made 60 lakhs of rupees on an annual basis, still you remain very humble. And that's something which I really applaud. And I want all the viewers to take inspiration from this particular aspect. No plan B is the first thing. Rather, it should not be a plan A or B. It's a plan. That's it. It's a business plan, if I understand correct.
Yeah, this is what.
That's it. So that mindset will actually help you, since you do not have anything else to fall back. You better succeed in this. Correct, Abdullah, if this is the case, right?
I just had one thing, that this is what I need to do. Correct. Let me do it with full conviction.
Beautiful.
Let me put every focus into it. And when you are operating with that kind of energy, people just get attracted to you. So Absolutely. The teams and everything. And when the people say, I'm not able to do it, this is happening. I say, I don't know whether people will be able to resonate with that. But fortunately, what I have started in my life, I have made it success completely, because I operate with a full energy and there is no sense of doubt in me. Yes. And I just go with that.
Absolutely. Abdullah, see, now that you have told us, or rather introduced us to the, how it is more important to pursue your passion of whatever you like, or that's one aspect. Second thing is also you guided us as to not to have any other plan B or something. That's the beautiful thing. Now, before we get on to the end of this session, I would want you to tell us 2-3 things quickly. One is, what exactly, how it has shaped out, how your business has shaped out now. I mean, like you wanted to bring in the skill set of the photographers and get them into the business mode. That's one thing. So what exactly is your business looking like now? And what are the steps? What are the couple of steps, important steps that you had taken to reach these milestones, what you have achieved in the last couple of years or so? You can just guide us through that.
Great. So I have been reading a lot of articles that what serial entrepreneur, that entrepreneur who is having multiple ventures. So I was always fascinated by this idea. So I was very much clear that my event photography business that I have right now, I had this thing in mind that I have to set up a system. I have to make the people sit. I have to have the revenue targets, and then move out of that business, putting that onto the lid of, or on kind of a semi-pilot mode. I would not say autopilot, which needs a very my direction. After that, I moved on and started one more journey. I started a coaching and training program last year, and in which I have been training the photographers across the nation how to actually market, start and expand their wedding photography business, because it's a very great market, and a lot of photographers know how to shoot, but they do not know marketing. Right now, I'm actively building up that. Right now, I have more than 450 students in my premium community. And after learning also that, after doing it partially, great actually, I'm still into the full-on mode. And in the next 2 to 3 years, you will see a big kind of results coming up on the photographer's part. They would say that I learned the marketing and business from Abdullah. It will be like this. You can have my words right now.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Because I can see that, and the kind of energy I'm operating day in, day night, I've been seeing that. So my way is to fix one thing, get into one thing, fix that, make it working. And then if you have the another passion to do something, you can do like that. Like if you look at Elon Musk started a lot of ventures actually. Solar City, and then now SpaceX, then Tesla. Because he is fascinated by different ideas, and he does that. Similarly is the case over here. When I'm fascinated by something, I go and do that. And then recently I also started my digital marketing agency also, where I found that a lot of coaches and trainers, they know how to do the training and coaches, but I have been I have done my MBA in marketing only. So I know how to execute every kind of thing. So I started a digital marketing complete agency, and I've been helping helping a lot of coaches and people to start, launch, manage and optimize their ads and get into the market. So right now I'm having 3 businesses. Actively I'm working on to 2 businesses right now, which is my digital marketing agency and this my photography, teaching the photographers how to grow. So milestone that I have achieved, your question is that just one thing, if I go into something, I just do it with full involvement and full focus. That is my 2 ingredients of life. So full focus and full involvement. Involvement is a very beautiful thing if you understand that. Why do you enjoy the cinema? Because you are completely involved.
Get involved into that. Correct.
Why do you enjoy sport? Because you are completely involved in that. So I found that if you want to do something, give your 100% energy, fully involved, make it successful, and then you can switch on after that onto something. So it's a step-by-step thing, like this.
Excellent. So if I understand in one magic word from you is the involvement part actually changed the game for your achieving the milestone. So friends, I will be sharing in the description column about Abdullah's connection points, like his website, his email IDs, his contact details, and also his community and everything. All the details are mentioned in the description. I want you to go through that, and you can definitely feel free to connect with Abdullah Ansari for whatever, if you are a passionate photographer. And I would say he is not only a photographer per se. I mean, as an entrepreneur guide also, you can approach him even if you're not a photographer or if you're
I am much more of an entrepreneur right now, to be very honest, my team does that right now much more better than me. Because they have been using it. So I'm much more of a management person because I've studied that.
Yeah, you can definitely. In fact, I feel very honored and privileged that I got 25-30 minutes with Abdullah today, and to connect with him as well as bring him on to the world and to our people. So Abdullah, you have any magic mantras? I heard you say how it is important to respect Saraswati to bring in Lakshmi into your life. So I want you to talk on that particular sentence before we wind off. That is a beautiful mantra which is a takeaway for me today.
Yes. So I've
seen you saying regularly in every session of yours. You have been very emphasizing on this.
I have been saying that because I feel that if you are not able to grow in life, it is not the problem of anything, I'll say. It is just the problem of Saraswati. Now, when I talk Saraswati, it does not mean that only knowledge. It is a very holistic thing. It includes your mindset. It includes your knowledge towards your subject. It includes your principles, morals, ethics in life. That is called Saraswati.
Okay.
Right. So if you're not able to attract the Lakshmi in your life, then it's a clear, and you have to become very much aware of that. You do not deserve that right now. But how will you deserve that? Once you upgrade your Saraswati, once you upgrade your knowledge, once you upgrade your Gyan, once you upgrade your Vidya, then Lakshmi will be attracted to you. So if you want this level of Lakshmi in your life, you have to have this level of Saraswati in your life. Only and only it will match up. Otherwise, people think, why it's not working? Why? It's because you need to work on all the things that you need to learn to attract that kind of things in your life that you want.
Wonderful. So I really thank Abdullah for sharing this particular beautiful concept of Saraswati and Lakshmi. That's one aspect. Second thing is he also mentioned how a peaceful mind will also make you a beautiful mind, which is again a beautiful concept. I'm sure these are all not from any Steve Jobs codes or Warren Buffett codes or any big person. It is Abdullah Ansari's code, which I definitely surely.
My experiential codes, actually. Excellent. From my experiences, it is coming.
Beautiful. See, the whole idea of breaking the shackles is the same, Abdullah. People need to understand such simple concepts, such beautiful concepts, which actually we know it, but we are not aware that we know it. The point is, there are two different things. Knowing is one aspect, and being aware of that knowledge is another aspect of it. So here, when I talk to the viewers, I want to bring them to very simple concepts like these, and they have to not only be knowledgeable about certain things, they also have to be aware. Like photography is a knowledge, but you have to be aware that marketing of that talent is also very critical and important, and that is what I'm sure Abdullah will be guiding us all. So thanks, Abdullah, for your time that you have spent with us.
One last thing I would love to share.
Yeah.
That I just operate in my life through only these 3 things.
Okay.
Which I feel. First is focus.
Okay.
Completely. Only 3 things: focus. If you're doing something, just do it. Do not get distracted by the shiny objects, right? Okay. You will have a lot of things coming on your plate. You need to identify what you need and what you need at a later point of time. The problem is that we think, let me do this, and it just does not work. The second, I would say, self-discipline. And the moment I have started to inculcate this in my life, self-discipline part, I have been seeing wonders. And in the last 1.5 years has been so great for me. The self-discipline, to me, my self-discipline is that whatever the time is, I'll get up at 6 or 5:30, 6 or maximum 6:30. From 6:30 till 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. it is purely learning. After that, I'll go on to the execution. I'll do my yoga, meditation, and all the things. After that, I'll come into the mode. So that is my self-discipline. You decide what is a self-discipline. What is that? So just for the next 6 months, just put that into the system, and 6 months of intense focus and discipline will take you 5 years ahead in life. That I learned from a very powerful quotation. And the third thing is that whatever you are doing, just do it from the full of your heart. Just give your heart to it. And if you do not, right, I'll tell you. So if you are expecting some best things, you have to put your heart into that. If you're not putting your heart into that, the best things will not happen to you. And right, and to do the best things, you have to operate with full involvement, and only the great things will happen. So this is the 3 key messages that I would like to share over here.
So the first thing is you have to have clear focus. Second thing is self-discipline, and the third thing is you have to put everything, like your entire core and your heart into the whatever thing you have decided to work on. This will take you to the next. If you do it for 6 months, it will put you to the next 5 years, whatever achievement that you are seeing. Wonderful.
Very true.
These are the secrets, I should say. These are the golden nuggets that we got from Abdullah today. Thanks a lot, Abdullah. It was a wonderful time spent with you today, and I really look forward to meeting you once again. A person like you actually deserves more than 12, 15 minutes or 20 minutes. We need to have one more session. Probably I am bringing in another series where I will be discussing at large with people like you, maybe an hour or so. It kind of become a workshop for people and our viewers, and they can derive more benefits. Sure. So I will definitely be contacting you for that, Abdullah. And as of now, viewers, so this is we have one wonderful person called Abdullah Ansari. I hope this has been very inspiring to you. The way he has, his journey has been to start from 30,000 rupees with a lot of efforts. Not that he's not putting efforts today. He is definitely putting it efforts. Only thing is he has changed his profession. He has changed his, I should not say profession. He has changed his positioning from, on the ground person to a full completely management thing. And he's getting into a serial entrepreneurship. And more importantly, he has actually got a very beautiful mindset now to approach business, and he has not only kept it as a selfish for himself, he is getting on to teaching people. So get to know more about Abdullah in the description column, where I have mentioned his contact details and his website and other information. Please get in through it. So if this has been an inspiring session for all of you, I would request you to humbly like the video and put in your comments. And please do subscribe so that you get such inspiring interviews and sessions going forward. Thanks, Abdullah. Thanks for your time, and cheers and God bless. All the best.
Thank you.